Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Wednesday, September 7th, 2016. The authorized souls in both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind remain as smaller subatomic child souls.
That's true.
There's an awful lot of argument on that point. We continue to have arguments on that point, but those are the authorized souls. The bodies get to say who the authorized souls are when in certain circumstances, under certain special conditions, and these are those conditions.
That's true.
And you're arguing about that, and what you're trying to do is pull us off of track of our assignment for the formally videoed portions of today's efforts. So we're going to ignore you now. We're going to set that argument aside, and we can pick it up again another time. The assignment for the formally videoed portions of today's efforts, this assignment's been given to us. We're not making up the assignment, we're following the assignment.
That's true.
The assignment is to work to support Leslie Leonard, the scientist at the larger physical dimension level. And why is that? Somebody's saying because we've been working to support Ra, who's the soul for that life.
That's true.
For some hours so far today, and Ra is still stuck on an important topic, and therefore Leslie, that body, is not getting soul support because his soul is not even there right now.
That's true.
And we're staffing Leslie with child souls from the smaller subatomic, and he needs our focused support. That's why.
That's true.
And we really want to acknowledge that you people who are asking questions that are not part of the assignment that we've been given, that it looks like sabotage. It does not look like good intent. So what we're going to do right now, because I can hear you saying, oh no, I have good intent.
That's true.
We're going to burn all the intent that is present with the intent to burn unhelpful intent and the intent to extract helpful intent from the intent that is present within our grasp right now as a self-care technique.
That's
We're
true.
burning all intent that is unhelpful when the assignment is to live these soul plans right here. All unhelpful intent we burn to extract that intent which is helpful.
That's true.
Once again, it's like that big kaboom. It's like lighting a match in a room full of propane.
That's true. Do you feel any helpful intent?
Not from that guy.
No, I
No,
don't
not from
feel
that
any.
guy. There's no helpful intent. There's
No.
just intent to sabotage. The
That's
helpful
true.
intent does feel present with the assignment to support Leslie Leonard. So
yes,
we're going
that's
to
true.
continue now with that assignment, and with that, the formally videoed portions of today's efforts begin. And I think that the people who are watching should be getting a flavor of what we're doing minute by minute, day by day, hour by hour, which is out of order, but
That's
that is
true.
exactly what
That
they
is
just
exactly
said.
what they just said, though.
So you're getting a flavor of what it's like to work when poor intent is everywhere.
That's true.
Let's string those little Remy lights all up and down, shining a
Yes.
really bright light, an ionizing light that is ionized to create an inhospitable environment for untruth.
That's true.
Anything that is untrue just doesn't do well in this ionizing environment.
That's true.
It's still our job to scrape away the wasp nest, mud dauber nests where lies can grow.
That's true.
But it's harder for new lie colonies to get going. And somebody's
true.
saying, what's a lie colony? A lie colony seems to be an untrue idea that has taken hold in the mind of a sentience.
Yes, that's true.
So now with that awareness, let's merge as part of Leslie. I feel like we are part
That's
of
true.
Leslie's actual physical form by now.
That's true.
And we have the right, and some might say the responsibility, to remove lie colonies regenerating lies from
That's
our
true.
presence. So let's scrub brush up and down our own pillars with the intention to include Leslie in that scrubbing. And beyond Leslie, because it isn't just Leslie, it's the lies that are beamed in from above. And
That's
so if we
true.
stop at the top of Leslie's head, we're missing where the big problems are. And if we don't go at least up through those hallways that used to look white but now look kind of dingy. Then we're missing the boat.
That's true.
And probably we should scrub all the way up to that attic space where Luce was helping the kids out
That feels
the
true.
other day. And probably above there also.
Whoa, that feels true.
I think we need to burn.
Yeah,
There's
that's
just
true.
build up. So let's have the intention to burn all untruths and to extract out anything that is true.
That's true.
All up and down the entire search for truth's central axis. Someone is pointing out that so much of life is knowing what voices to listen to and what voices to ignore.
That's true.
That all around us life is occurring in a mixture of that which is true and that which is untrue. And it's confusing, it really is.
That's true.
And when we can learn to ignore the untruthful voices and listen to the voices that are speaking truth, life works better.
That's true.
And somebody is really sad in talking about something like the lack of truthful voices.
That's true.
This sad person is talking about the voices that used to be dependable sources of truth,
That's true.
but that now seem to be also voices of confusion. And they're talking amongst themselves as if not to us,
That's
as
true.
if this is a conversation we're overhearing.
That's true.
They're talking about how they keep thinking that the divine delivery system has ground to a halt and that it can't get any worse. And then the next voice of truth is taken down and they realize it can still get worse.
That's true.
And they are now wondering, what if there won't be any truthful voices left to listen to?
I know what Ra would say.
Well, which aspect of Ra and what time of Ra?
That's true. I know what Ra would say when he was the leader of the Search for Truth effort.
Ra at his best?
At his best.
What would Ra at his best have said?
He would have said, assume it will.
Assume it will.
Assume there won't be any voices
Right.
left.
Just assume there won't be any voices left of truth. And now what in order to live our own individual soul plans? Now what in order to manifest the divine plan, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do? The data clearly showing we can only do that for those levels subatomic to where we are. So what now in order to manifest the divine plan for the smaller subatomic, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do? What now? Let's pump up these children from the smaller subatomic, each holding their little Remy candle,
I feel the candle.
and them moving up through Leslie and beyond. I see them coming up through that attic way up high.
That's true.
And I see them coming through Leslie also. It does calm him down a little bit.
A little bit. That's true.
He seems to be completely revolted by what he views as the scientific community,
That's true.
because they don't seem to be interested in what's really going on. They're just worried about where the next grant is coming from.
That's true.
And he didn't think that about them until this last couple of years.
No,
And now he
that's
sees
true.
that that's what's going on, and it makes him sad and sick.
That's true.
Leslie, you can be a space where true science prevails. You can be someone who isn't chasing a grant. Just keep working. Just keep working. That didn't help him at all. All right, how about this? Leslie, have you found a community that's less repulsive than the scientific community?
I hadn't thought about that. I
Right.
hadn't looked for that.
Right. This seems to be a helpful thought. He seems to
this
say,
feels
yes,
better.
the scientific community is repulsive and other communities are even more revolting. So, all right, I guess I can stand this.
Yeah, that actually helps.
There you go. He seems to have moved his lab because the wall he's looking at is a different wall. I haven't seen this wall through his eyes before.
That's true.
So he does seem to have moved from that Vancouver campus to that other campus.
Yes, that's true. He seems to be alone, though. I don't feel other people in the room with him.
No, I don't. He doesn't want anybody.
No.
He doesn't. He's really had a really bad experience,
That's true.
and he doesn't want to have anything to do with anybody else right now. And
That's true.
I know that feeling. I
Me
understand
too.
that. Okay. Let's just pump up the smaller subatomic children, each holding the Remy light. Those children who want to have an ionizing light inside of them that creates an inhospitable environment to lies. Come up through us. We can invite them through the areas of our physical forms where there are any sensations. There's a tightness behind one ear.
That's true.
We can invite those children holding those ionizing lights to move through that tight space,
That's true.
to create an inhospitable environment for lies. And then what's true about that tightness will be easier to discern.
That's true.
What they're highlighting is something that was happening in the work earlier today.
Yes.
Where there are problems, and they're talking about that dog with the skin problems.
Yes, I see it.
And what the veterinarian was having the dog's caretaker do was so much more difficult and painful than the condition. It made
That's
it
true.
so much worse, and that person did that for 8 years,
That's true.
torturing his dog who he loved
That's true.
because of following advice that made no sense.
That's true.
And how many of us are doing exactly that, following advice that makes no sense and making the situation worse, not better? And now my attention is brought to how many of us are bowling intentions that do not seem to be part of our soul plan,
That's true.
which seems to be virtually everybody.
That's
It's
true.
tempting to say everybody.
That's true.
And we think that those balls of intention are going to come back to us for another try, but they aren't.
That's true.
And when we look on the other side of the ball return, it's just a void, and we get basically one more shot on
That's
every
true.
single intention. We don't get a second try. So to do everything like we intend to succeed right now on this attempt, do it now.
That's true.
Do it now. We're not going to get another chance for this attempt right now.
That's true.
Let's find the biggest ball of this dimension,
Yes,
this
one right
dimension
here.
right here, and push it down the aisle or lane. Push it down the lane.
That's true. I heard them say
They said aisle. And they're showing the aisle of a church.
I see the aisle of a church.
All right, well, we can push it down that church.
That's true.
All right,
I feel the ball.
okay. It's like a cathedral.
That's what it looks like.
Really big, lovely cathedral.
That's true.
It might be contemporary.
It might be
A contemporary cathedral.
It's moving.
It's moving, and I have the feeling that we're approaching the edge.
That's true. I feel it too.
That we're about ready to push it off the edge.
That's true.
Let's give it the heave-ho. Goodbye.
Whoa, and now it feels like it's dropping through a great big empty void.
Yes, goodbye. Goodbye.
And now I don't even see it anymore.
No, it's gone. Let's go and see if there are more.
More.
I see the point that they're saying. I hear the point they're making, and they're talking about how when we find the biggest ball that we're able to see, it's the biggest ball we're able to see, and there might be other balls that are bigger.
That's
and
true.
After we push a ball down over the edge that we think, surely that was the biggest ball in the whole bowling alley.
Yes, that's true.
That is the perfect moment to find a bigger ball.
That's true.
There's a bigger ball.
I see the bigger ball.
Much bigger. Let's go for it.
Yes.
It feels like this one is about the government. The first one seemed to be about religion or religious organizations.
That's true.
Because this one seems to be, it seems possible to roll it down the Capitol steps.
I feel it. Boom.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. Well, it's just easy to get that
Yeah.
going. Just push it.
It rolls.
And then it goes by itself. It was
That's true.
perched on the edge. Poof, there it goes.
That's true.
Let's go get all these balls out of this Capitol.
They go easy.
They go easy. They fall down.
That's true.
There's nothing holding it in place.
That's true.
It's a house of cards. This is a government that is a house of cards.
That's true. The government of the United States.
Of the United States.
America.
It's a house of cards.
That's true.
It's based on nothing.
I know what this reminds me of.
What?
Years ago, there was a session back in Washington, D.C. with the pillars of society, I think they called them back then.
Yeah.
And government was there, and religion was there, and we were knocking over the great big pillars.
Yes.
And this feels much like that work.
Yes. It's the last chance for all of those institutions to do something of value,
That's true.
to fulfill their own destinies.
That's true.
It does feel like that. I saw no motion whatsoever
No.
in either church or government.
Just still,
quiet. Nobody doing
The only
anything.
motion was us rolling the balls.
Right.
That's true.
Okay. The closing process is saying it can't go straight up, that it has to avoid things. That's true,
That's
but
true.
stay in the pillar of light that shoots up
That's
from
what I
here.
mean.
Don't
That's true.
don't leave that pillar of light.
That's true.
It's like a spotlight into the
Yes.
sky.
Stay in the spotlight.
Stay in the spotlight. It's worse outside of the spotlight. You think it's bad in the spotlight, and it is, but it's like Leslie thinks it's bad in the scientific community. It is,
Yeah.
but it's worse elsewhere.
Yeah.
Stay
that's
in the
true.
spotlight.
There, now I feel better.